Hi, my name is Savish Madhupati, and in this example, I want to show you how we can use Power Pivot, which is a free add-in available in Excel, to be able to merge two tables together and to create a pivot table where we can pull different columns from different data sets. So our dataset has two tables in it. These have already been named as region and my sales. And then region has different regions and countries. And then we have a fact table that has a list of different transactions for all the countries. Here, countries are represented multiple times. We start off by clicking on Power Pivot and then adding this table to the data model. So the first table gets added. I can click on the Excel button in the top left corner to come back to Excel and do the same thing with the other table, add to data model. Once we do that, we get two tables here, region and my sales. We first have to create a relationship. So we select diagram view and then we want to connect country with country. So we can simply drag and drop this and we get a one-to-many relationship. When we go back to the data view, no change has appeared here, but we know that a relationship has been created. So when I make a pivot table, let us say on the same worksheet in N3, you will notice that we have both the tables that are represented here, and more importantly, when I select region from one of the tables and I choose sales from the other table, it still gives us the correct answer, despite the fact that we did not write a VLOOKUP and we did not ever pull all the different columns in one combined data set. Now let's take this one step forward. Let us say that we want to create a target which is simply a 1.1 multiplied by the previous amount, which would be a 10% year-on-year growth. So if we want to multiply each one of these numbers by 1.1, we have to create a measure, or we can create a calculated column. So I will show both of these things to you. We go back to manage on Power Pivot. Let's first see how the calculated column works. So I can select my column and then say equal to sales into 1.1, right? So we're choosing the entire sales column, which is a calculated field, and then multiplying by 1.1. Press enter and we get our target. So this is one way of doing it. And I'm just going to call this target 1. Okay, the other way of doing this would be to click on this calculation window at the bottom, and we want to create a measure now, right? So we click on this cell and we can say in the formula bar target 2 colon equal to, right? This would be sum of sales and into 1.1. So you notice that at the bottom it gives us a result which says the target 2 is 3060.2. Now I know what you're thinking, that we are simply taking the total sales, which is the aggregated sum, and we are multiplying that by a 1.1. But you will see that when we put this inside a pivot table, we will get the answer. So let's go back to Excel and let's see if both of these different things work. So remember, target 1 was a calculated column, so this looks just like any other column. But target 2 was a measure that we created, so this will have a FX sign on it. If I put target 1 in values and I put target 2 in values, you notice we get the exact same result. If you want to see or modify the measures, you can also click on measures and then click on manage measures, and you can see the formula that we wrote, right? So the benefit of creating Power Pivot is that the model allows you to keep the original tables intact, and then all the calculations are happening on the fly within the model itself. So I hope you like the example. And of course, when you save the Excel file, the model is saved along with it. Incidentally, this is the same model that is also used in Power BI, which also uses DAX, which is data analysis expressions. So I hope you like the example. See you for the next one.